Good morning and welcome to CluBarham for Midweek Pennant. Today's game we have Barham 14 playing Gunbower. Teams for Barham. Lead is Karen Lang, second Steve Lang. Their third is Heather Lodge and skipper is Carol Gent. And for Gunbower Team 3, we've got Jeanette Doyle as a leader, Tony Williams 2, Peter Coates and John Dickens will be the skip. On rink 5 and 6, we've got the two Barham sides playing each other. So that'll be Team 2, Team 3. So today we've got Kendall Jennings from KAJX, who's just setting up at the moment. But Kendall will be joining me and we'll just try and give you a little bit of a description of the game as it goes along. Gunbower won the first end, picking up a 4, which they'd be pretty happy with. And we're just waiting for the score to come up on the first rink to see what that was. So Jeanette Doyle leading for Gunbower, playing the forehand side, just a little bit overweight. But as we know, when we play on synthetic, on the carpet, it does take a couple of ends just to adjust yourself a little bit. Leading for Barham team is Karen Lang. She's also elected to play on the forehand side and pretty well got a line straight away. Jeanette's stayed on the forehand side, adjusted her weight a little bit. Not a bad effort. Karen also staying on the forehand side. Also good adjustment. So today in Barham we've got a bit of an overcast day, but playing in this complex undercover, it's just a brilliant setup. So we don't have to worry about having to stop at any stage if it happens to rain, and there's very little wind coming through the facility, so it's really good for bowls. Steve's left-hander, he's also elected to bowl his first bowl with forehand side. Not a bad effort, perhaps a metre. Tony Williams has elected to go his backhand. Pretty good effort. Yep, just through a bit. Steve again. Takes his forehand. Just going to run through a touch, but still not a bad. Very Close. Peter Coates. Backhand side. Pretty good weight. And John signals that he's got the shot. Heather has chosen to play the forehand. Very good weight. Just underline a little bit, but it's pretty close. Peter, back on the backhand side. He's also got really good weight. Very good ball. So this morning here at the complex, we're just seeing on the second green, they're just tidying up the last few finishing touches, and I think they're only a few days away from actually opening the green up again, so that'll be a great achievement by the club to actually have that happen. Heather again, backhand. She's played a ripper ball here. Oof. Just run through 18 inches. So some big scoring happening straight away. First couple of ends has been fours on both rinks. So it'll be they'll be hoping to cut that back a little bit as they go along. John from Gunbow, he's played his first bowl on the backhand side. Pretty good line. Just skidded past. Carol Gent from Barham. I think she's probably going to choose the forehand side again. Good home. John, backhand, just looking to take a little bit off his last bowl, which is not too far away again. That's the one. Great bowl. Carol's changed over on the backhand side, looking to just rest the shot bowl. Very good effort. Right. for 3. So while Kendall was setting up this morning, some of the bowlers were a little bit reluctant to be shown on TV, but by the show of that head, they've bowled really well. So hopefully now they'll relax and won't even know that we're here. So Gunbearer have elected to go about a 2/3 length end this time. As we know, sometimes that the kiddie roll is important for the team, hopefully to get the perfect start. So Jeanette was very good, got the kiddie where John was standing. And a little bit short, but still, line was good. Karen choosing the forehand. Yep, again, good line, just a little bit overweight. Jeanette's just overcorrected a little bit. Still, good line. Yep, very good correction from Karen. Tony's played his first bowl forehand side and very close and signalled as holding shot. Steve just a little bit over. Tony again. Great weight. Probably holding 2 as signalled. Good effort from Steve, just a little bit wide. Got his weight right. Heather's looks to be playing forehand, maybe just to sit one of the shot bowls or be slightly underneath. Peter again on the forehand side. Yeah, that's a good correction. Good effort, cut one out. Just a little bit of gusty wind happening again this morning. John's forehand side, just going to run through the hole, I think, but perfect position just behind. Carroll's played with a bit of weight, just got a little bit too wide. Looking to play the shot bowl out if you can, or just take the kitty back a little bit. Carroll's this time she's a little bit closer. No, just run through. Two more shots to the Gumbow side. So Jeanette stayed on the forehand, a little bit shorter end this time. Pretty good start. Also forehand, just running through. Jeanette's selected the forehand again, and this time she's corrected really well. Yep. Karen also stayed forehand. Oh, just a little bit heavy. But they always say that it's better to be behind the kitty rather than in front. So Tony also playing forehand side, and he's great position, 18 inches behind kitty, maybe a little bit more. Steve's played brilliant shot. Tony called to play the same, his backhand side, just to sit the bowl or run the kitty through, but just a little bit too wide. Yep, another good effort. Yep, giving himself 2 shots. Good bowls. John's asked Peter to run at the bowls. A little bit away. Yeah, not a bad effort. Heather choosing backhand side. Didn't quite get that one away. Peter's just played a great way to game, but just a little bit through, a little bit wide. Just a little bit unlucky. Might have just shifted the kitty enough to... Skip's having a good look. So we're eagerly awaiting Saturday Pennant this weekend. We have the Barham side playing in the Northern Valley competition, and they take on last year's premiers Murray Downs. And yeah, everyone's looking forward to watching the new competition, and hopefully we get to see some great bowls. John just runs through the hole again. So the Barham Murray Downs bowls game on Saturday will hopefully see the clash between Josh Thornton and Brodie Harker. Both players have just been New South Wales and Queensland playing in representative games, and yeah, it'll be just great to watch two players go at it. They're not the only two in the team. There's some really good bowlers in both sides, so there should be a great competition. John just a little bit light on for weight. Carroll. Carroll just a little bit underweight. Maybe not. Yeah. Tried to tip the toucher over. Yep, so one more shot to Gunbow. Shoot out to 13-4 lead. So we got Gunbow's John Dickens' side. They've got a 7-0 lead. Carroll been a little bit unlucky on a couple of the ends. On rink 5 and 6, the two Barham sides. Barham 3 at the moment, hold a 9-6 lead over the Barham second side, so I'm assuming they'll be going for bragging rights. Karen just slips through a little bit again. Jeanette choosing to stay on the forehand side again. Yeah, pretty good effort. Yeah, good correction. Tony's got good weight again, just a little bit narrow. Steve, just on through, just a little bit, 4 feet. Just a little shorter end there. All players have just been a little bit variant with either their weight or their line. Steve looking to correct on his forehand. Yeah, good effort. Yeah, again, Peter's weight pretty good. Just tighten the line up a little bit and he won't be too far away. Heather being called on her forehand. Yep. Ah, great ball. John suggesting to Peter to follow it down. Just looking to just reach the shot ball. A little bit wide. Heather again on the forehand side. Yeah. A little bit through, but it's not a bad bowl because if the kitty was to be trailed, she's in a good spot. John playing the forehand side. Just going to run through just a touch. Again, nice weight. Oh, that's a great bowl, Carol. Yep. Again, just trying to just a little bit under line. Good effort. Not quite. Think the girls will be pretty happy. Yep, two shots to Barham. Always takes the pressure off when you get your first score, especially after a couple of ends against you. So Karen looking for the longer end and right on the 2 metre mark. Down the forehand side for Karen. Again, pretty good weight. Good start. Karen choosing to turn it over onto the other hand and just a little bit strong. Probably didn't need to change her hand, but having a bowl in your eye sometimes has that effect. Jeanette stayed on the same side. And a pretty good effort. Good correction. Yep. Probably the longest length end that they've played, so Tony stayed on the forehand. Just calling for it to run a little bit more, but again, pretty good effort. Tony's give this a little bit more, looking to just punch one of his own up or just yeah, brilliant, great bowl, skidded past. Just letting them all know that he thought it was pretty good. Heather's looking to play down on her backhand side, maybe to try and run under. I think she's a little bit too wide, but it's actually finished in a great spot. Peter on the forehand side, if he stays up, that's also in a good spot. Little trail of the kitty from Heather or Carol would be, last bowl would come into contention, so Peter's bowl's probably good spot for the shot that will be played. Oh, great effort. Yep, second shot. Yep, reasonable. Yep. So going to be a holding one. So I've got the big boss here today. Kendall's, as you'll see, the setup from our first little go at it is so much improved. So hopefully everyone enjoys what's going on. Welcome, Kendall.
Yeah, I was a bit busy last time with work, running in and out, so really good that you guys enjoyed it. And I enjoy the bowls, I just don't know what's going on.
Yeah, so Carol's elected backhand again with a little bit of weight, hoping to sit the shot bowl or at least push it through. Maybe a little bit wide, but great effort. So Kendall does a lot of the live streaming of cricket, and one of her terminologies was used a little bit earlier, and it was a great call. Would you like to just refresh?
Oh, well, I said I was going to move the camera to whoever was on strike. So it will improve as we go along. We've got some stuff on order, and hopefully, yeah, get a bit more height into the bowl, so see a bit more of the head.
I think one of the biggest things, like we've been discussing, the best part about it is you don't have to be an elite bowler to actually be able to participate, and that's what we're hoping to spread a bit of, you know, the newer type bowlers or bowlers that have been around for a while but don't get the exposure, and that's the, you know, participation of bowls is what we're all about. So hopefully it all works out.
Yeah, and you know, see yourself on TV, and you might get there and go, oh, I'll move my finger here, or it's in the wrong spot, or whatever, and might be able to improve your game at the same time.
It's actually amazing when you see yourself bowl, you realise how bad you are sometimes.
I suppose indoors you're not really worried about the wind as much.
No.
You know, yeah, it's sort of.
What you tend to find, like, this is just a brilliant complex. It's just a pleasure to be able to come and have a roll here every now and again. So one of the things, and you'll hear the wind in the background, but you're well and truly protected, it's just that it's the gust. It's the gust of wind that you get every now and again, and most times it doesn't affect the bowl unless you get a wind, howling through. So
Yeah, Mum keeps going on. Oh, yeah, oh, Pa was good at bowls, which he was. And he passed away. When I was in primary school, so it would have been the 90s. And Mum's going on about, oh, he had Riverina jackets,
yep,
and I
yep.
think they threw him out.
Uh,
And I'm like, no, that is not good.
Good start again. Jeanette's been pretty round the mark most ends. She's. I noticed with the girls that they probably stayed the same hand on most of their bowls, which is, as leaders, what you're trying to do is just make sure that it's consistent. Chopping and changing from one side to the other sometimes it makes it harder to actually adjust. So if you get to stay on the one hand, you tend to find that you get your weight better, and it's a lot easier to find a line rather than back and forward from one hand to the other. And that's a very good indication of, Karen's first bowl went through a couple of metres and was able to correct because she stayed same hand. All she had to do was just try and get a line a little bit better, and the weight comes as well. So Steve playing his backhand. Pretty good effort. Yep. Sits for the shot. Again, Steve's line's good, just a little bit short. John just suggesting to Peter that he looked to just draw to the shot bowl. His backhand side. Great effort. Heather, forehand, just a little bit over. John's called. Peter, similar shot. Backhand. Just slides past shot bowl, so it's still close call. Neither skipper really signalling who has shot. We might run our cricket eye over that one. Kendall being closer, she can make that call.
Oh, yeah. I still get confused with on and off stumps. So we're learning. We never played it.
No,
So
it's good.
but just the strategy, like in this, is just a bit full on. Like it's not, yeah, because you're a team in the strategy and you got your bowls in a different spot. Like it's actually technical. You can be a good bowler or a bad bowler and fit in.
It is. It is. So when you get to like, you know, the good bowls today, but when you watch the so-called elite bowlers, you'll see that virtually every bowl they put down is they're setting, they're planning, they're looking to where they can get a score. You know, you'll see sometimes they might be holding 2 shots, but they're still looking for that opportunity to get a 3 or a 4, and that breaks the game up a little bit. You know, it's not easy. There's some bowlers can do it, and then, you know, for us average guys, it's just more, we just like to think that if we get one close, that'll help. But I've always said this is, for me, this is like a game of football. You're in a team and you're part of, you play your spot, you play your position, and you do the job that the team requires, and, you know, that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, but you don't get plummeted to the ground.
No, it's a bit softer. Although it does get willing. You know, we've all got that competitive beast in us, and sometimes you have to harness it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I said, to be in a team, I'm lucky enough to be a representative of Murray Mallee Bowls, where we go away and play in state events. And it's just, yeah, you just watch the best and you just realise that they are, you know, they're good at what they do. But that's sport.
Yeah, yeah. And the best thing about being like a member of here is that you can come and bowl anytime you want.
Oh, we like the complexes that have got this type of setup. It's amazing because number one, the participation in bowls on a wet day, a cold day, a hot day, a windy day. You can come here and you can play through till night. It's all under lights. Participation.
Yeah, so the worst thing is that I think the real estate's pretty full on in Barham. So, yeah, but a perfect place to live on the river and, yeah, just to be able to have a facility like this nearby.
Well, it's a credit to the people that have been involved. I mean, the Club Barham is spectacular place. But as we just saw before, the CEO was actually out in his working clothes.
Yeah, without his dog. I saw him. He usually walks his dog in the morning. So, yeah, he's dropped in his casuals.
Here with the contractors, getting things finalised. You know, it's great to see. We as a family, we stay in the caravan park right beside the bowling club, and it's, yeah. I don't know whether my wife's real keen on it, because I do spend a bit of time over here, but I've even tried to just encourage her to have a roll every now and again. So
does she play bowls?
No.
Oh, we can learn together.
She's very, very crafty.
Yeah.
And I mean that in the crafting sense.
Yeah, I'm not good at craft.
No. But then you've got the ability to go and set up these types of things at cricket, basketball, football.
Yeah, anything I can get my hands on.
And now with bowls, like I think it's we're probably a little bit fortunate to have. We get a lot of this with the big events for Victoria. You know, Bowls Victoria are really good at what they do, but they can't be here all the time. So.
And we're 4 hours, whatever, from Melbourne.
Yeah. Whereas with this, like it's a great benefit even for Club Barham, I would think. The coverage that you'll be able to give them.
Yeah, it's a bit of fun. It's not far from home. It's all good.
Well, we've had like the last probably, I reckon it might be 18 months. The group of guys up at Euston, the Scots, David, Glenn, and Tony, they've been doing live stream games in the Sunraysia area, and the promotion of bowls, and especially if we can, like, it's great to have the older brigade. They are the bowlers, but we've also seen a really big surge in younger players being involved, and that's what we want. So,
Do you remember back in the day? So here we go, back a bit of memory lesson. Victoria didn't have poker machines, so the buses used to come up to Tulibuck and here Barham and Echuca and all that, or Moama. Just imagine that. Jump on a bus, go and play bowls for a day, then go home.
Well, I was actually probably one of the guys. Well, I did. I worked at the Tulibuck Sporting Club, and we used to have 4 and 5 buses every day. Would come in there, and then they'd travel the river. They'd come to Barham. They'd go, go to other places as well. And again, it's just for the communities to have extra people in the area. It's a massive thing.
Yes.
And as I said, this complex, there's one at Moama, there's one at Kumiella where they've got, greens undercover, and then we've also got, the Murray Downs. There's like Barham Bowling Club. They're outdoors. They're some of the better bowling greens, but I think the way that it's gone, it would be great if we could have one of these everywhere for the sport.
Yeah, and and then you've got the people though that don't like it.
Yeah.
They want the grass.
Yep. Want to be outside.
Yeah. This is sort of semi-outside.
You'll still, and it's funny. You'll have people that won't like playing on this surface, and like that can be your state bowlers. They prefer grass, or they prefer the carpet, synthetic. But in all forms of life, you can't please everyone.
No, and if you try, you end up in the gutter.
So we've got a little bit of a getaway from the Gunbow side. They got off to a 20-8 lead. Missed a few of the bowls. Hopefully you've seen them on screen. Peter's just played a really good bowl on his forehand side. And so Gunbow will be holding 2 shots there. Carol, I would think she'll call Heather on the forehand side.
And is this a big enough lead to say that it's over, or you just
No. You got 2 rinks. Like in this particular game in midweek, there's 2 rinks per team, and what you find is that one rink, bad luck, great effort. One rink can get away to a really good start, and the other one can sort of be slow starting. So, it balances out. But if you get both rinks going at the same time, and it's a little bit like anything, you get that little bit of momentum, perceived pressure, and a team can actually score on both sides. Like, you can pick up 8 or 9 shots in one go. So, it would bring it back to a 2019 game. It's not it doesn't happen all the time, but that's the aim of it. So.
Poor Skip scratching her head going, well, try this one.
Yeah. Oh, you can get desperate at times too. Like you probably don't need to, but you just feel like things are going against you and you're trying to find something that, you know, might spark it up, that can also go the other way. Get a little bit too ambitious.
Come in with too much speed and it's all over Red Rover.
It changes really quick. To me, it is a great sport. Good leveler.
Yep.
Like, you know, you go out some days and you think that, like, you could close your eyes and put it on kitty. And you think, oh God, this game's easy. You go out the next day and you use the same bowls and nothing works.
Yep. It's like chess with bowls, like with balls, whatever bowls, whatever. That's how I see it, because it's so strategic. You got to think 6 moves ahead on how much you're going to do.
What you're going to do. Yep. Well, you'll just see in most games, if you're watching close, you'll see the skipper will walk around the head and have a look, actually look to see, you know, do I need a bowl to cover that, or do I need to look at, and that's where you find your really good bowlers are. They've got it all worked out.
Yeah, it's not just sitting in the background having drinks and waiting for your turn. You've got to be on as soon as
ready to go.
Yeah, the first ball's bowled.
Well, we had a little bit of a hiccup on the weekend with the new format, with the Northern Valley competition, that they were going to do live scoring, and as you know, in our area, our internet, our phone services are pretty ordinary sometimes. So while they were trying to do it, it actually took away from, you know, the bowlers that were trying to get the scoring upgrade, and they found that their bowls were a little bit off. So until we can find Bowls Victoria, I mean, they've been pretty good. Like, they're trying to do the right thing, make changes and that, but unfortunately some of the things that happen in the city don't happen in the country.
And if you don't travel, you don't know.
No.
So you're sort of in your own little environment and little element. You don't know, and we're lucky to have service. And the best thing about Barham, and why I like coming to Barham, is because we're 200 metres from a 5G tower.
Yeah.
Because it's at the Kundruk Cricket Oval. Why I do stream at the Kundruk. Because it is, you know, I do have Starlink ready to rock and roll, but after 400,000 Ks, the van done a gearbox. Do you reckon I can get that on warranty?
Yeah. 400.
400,000 Ks.
Well, that's only a little bit more than 300.
Yeah, it was an old windscreen repair van in Melbourne, so only a 1.9 litre, and it would have just been flogged and grinding the gears at the stoplights and stuff. So, it's on the wish list. I miss it.
Just having a slight rest.
It's having a slight rest at the moment. And we'll get it all sorted and gearbox and get a bit of love. We'll get a bit of suspension as well, I think, because of the back, you know, with the windscreen in the back, she's a bit...
Yeah. Well, you were saying you had one of your screens or your monitors was got a bit of a rough ride.
Yes. In the chariot. I had it. I usually jam them all in one box to sort of thinking that it would be safe, but it was just that little bit too firm and it cracked it. And with these LCD screens, it just takes the whole lot out.
So, and you were telling me earlier that your favourite toy store is Bunnings?
Oh, yes, I love Bunnings.
Yeah.
I've got a song for Bunnings. You know, it's sort of like going to Bonnie Doon, but it's just Bunnings.
Good work. Good work.
They love me, Bunnings. I buy stuff that's not intended for its purpose.
Yeah. So, Gunbower have just lengthened it out a little bit on this end. Karen's adjusted pretty well to the change in the length. Not too bad. Couple of feet. Jeanette's first bowl just got a little bit too wide, didn't come back. And one of the things that we, as a bowler, you like to think that if you have a bad one, that you can correct it, make it so you don't have two bad ones. But that's not as easy as it sounds. You tend to find that you'll have one might be a little bit short, and you'll overcorrect with your weight. That's probably the most common feature of bowls. Oh, that's great.
Oh, look at that.
Great bowl. Tony going to come down on the backhand. He'll be looking to play with enough weight to reach. Yep, got his line right, just a metre. John signalling a little bit more than a metre, but it's probably 4 feet, I suppose. So as I said earlier, there's a big match here on Saturday with the Barham team taking on the Murray Down side in the new competition. It will be a great game of bowls. We've got 3 of Murray Down's better players being all their skippers.
And I haven't booked anything yet.
Okay.
It is cricket season. It's first round at Swan Hill, but I think I think it's over in I think it is in Swan Hill.
Okay. Yep.
So do I get KFC and Bunnings, or do I come to Barham?
Your call.
Have to check with management, but I think it'll be all right.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
More importantly, what are you doing?
When I was saying before that Cheryl's a very crafty person, she's going on a crafting week, 3 days.
Oh.
So I'm home looking after all the chooks, dogs, cats.
Yep.
We haven't got any, but neighbours have got some, so
yep.
I'll watch them.
Yep.
Yeah, no. It will be. The teams have got probably, half a dozen players playing that will be in contention for our regional group side.
Yep.
So as a regional selector, I've been around watching a fair bit of bowls. As you know, I'm not able to play for a while, so I didn't get suspended either. Well, I did from home, but not. So we'll get to see, as I said, those 6 or 7 players that are in. Well, there's more than that, but those ones have either played in the last couple of years, or they're the ones that we know that are, they're your leading bowlers of the region. So, and I think you'll know young Kane Wilson, he's been a state representative in the under-18s. This year was his first year out of that. Kane didn't play the first week, but I've heard it on good authority that he'll be back in this week, and if he's able to play in the Brodie Harker rink and they come up against the Murray Downs boys, it'll be great bowls to watch. That would be worth televising.
Well, it doesn't take much to twist my arm, mate.
Even with the KFC.
Yeah, I do love my KFC, but I've had my knee replaced and all my body's getting thrown out. I've got to be careful what I eat. I get a bit sick these days. No painkillers, no nothing. That's all right.
Yeah, nah. That's all right. I understand that. Oh, that's a good try.
But they're redoing the kitchen here at Club Barham.
Yep.
So they haven't got me Singapore noodles.
Are they?
Wait till December.
Oh, okay. So are they still doing the meals down the front in
yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So they're doing a limited menu from the front because with the noodles you need those big wok things.
Okay. And they haven't got the big ovens.
The big gas things and that, and so they're doing a limited order. So the most popular dishes for everyone else, and me, I've got to be different.
Well, I must agree. Singapore noodles is one of my go-tos, but I am partial to a little bit of sweet and sour pork too.
Yeah, and the honey chicken.
No, don't. Hey, not a good thing to be talking about at the moment. But yeah, the meals here they are brilliant, aren't they?
Yep, they're very nice.
Yeah, so I think with the new kitchen, and there's going to be a new bar area, and
Yeah.
they're talking about having an outside bar for the new setup, which will be some of the guys will be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I think they've got a bar inside, a makeshift one. I noticed last week they had a makeshift one in there with the new ones being done, and like this, I think it's might be Friday that this fencing and all that goes down.
Okay, yeah,
So,
I did hear that they were going to try and have it for Saturday, so.
So it's fantastic. I tried to I'd off the bunting, the CluBarham bunting, and they're like, "Oh, that cost a bit." I said, "Don't throw it out. Don't throw it out. I'll find a purpose for it. If you need it, I'll come and borrow it and bring it back, because they're a bit expensive, those prints."
Yep. So a little bit of a scattered head this time. Carol's trying to find a gap through there, which, gee whiz. Oh. Heather's just let out a big cheer. Pretty happy with that one.
Yep.
So it wasn't that hard after all.
No.
There was a big gap.
Made it look easy.
She did. That was a great bowl. So on rink 5 and 6, with the two Barham sides playing each other, the number 2 sides actually picked up quite a bit in the last few ends, and they've snuck off to a 20-15 lead. The local grudge match, I would imagine. So they'll team 3 they'll be hoping they can get back. So Karen again on the forehand side, played a really good weight. Yeah, good effort. Jeanette also forehand. A little bit overweight. Going to finish on a great line. Good ball, Karen. 2 good balls. So to the newer spectators, every time that the kitty, the white jack gets touched by a bowl, they'll mark that bowl and that becomes a live bowl. So having that, if the kitty and the bowl goes into the ditch, it stays as a live bowl.
So it sort of becomes the kitty once it's been hit.
Yeah, well, so the white, with the kitty being the white small bowl, that if it gets touched by the bowl that's gone down the rink, so the bowler bowls it and it touches the kitty, that it gets marked and that stays as a live bowl. So If the ball was to go out of bounce, that's a different story. But if it goes in the ditch, it stays live.
It's very technical.
Yeah, it is, and you'll find sometimes that in what you call the main bowls, they'll be looking at some stage where they've got to put the kitty in the ditch.
Yep.
So having a live bowl actually is a bonus. It is technical.
And that's what skips are for.
It is true.
So, yeah.
To unconfuse it. No,
Exactly.
it happens. So if the white kitty gets hit and it goes outside the boundary lines, it's called a dead end.
Oh,
So in some competitions nowadays, they don't have a dead end. You gotta respot the jack.
wow.
So that's just another part of it. But in pennant, kitty goes out of bounce or bowls go out of bounce. They're picked up. Kitty goes out, it's dead. If the bowl goes out, it's dead, but it gets put up on the bank at the back until the end of that completion. Heather's played a pretty good bowl there. That's it. Oh, that is a great bowl. Ladies are putting on a bit of a show here.
As long as they're having fun, it's all good.
Well, they were very nervous when you were setting up. They were a bit worried that they were going to be seen.
That's all good. They can go and show the family.
Yeah.
It's good that we've made them relax then.
Well,
they're focused in on the game and not us.
well, look at this.
Oh. Oh.
That is brilliant. That is brilliant.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh.
The groans.
Too
That's
much.
the groan shot. Just missed.
Yeah, too much wheat bix for breakfast. But just got on screen there. The kitty's behind one of the 4 balls in the centre.
Yep.
And it's very, very tight.
Yeah, no, it's I sort of feel like Barham have got 2. Both Heathers, but yeah. You generally find that while the skippers have still got 4 to come, the end generally changes.
Yep.
Sometimes, even though that looks like it's a bad bowl, you do get players that will try and put a blocker in because what John would be trying to do here is reach the 2 shots with a little bit of weight, and a bowl short can actually stop you running at the head, although, as you can see there, he's just too wide, but the weight of that bowl straight at it is probably why Carroll's bowl, even though it doesn't look good, it is a good result.
Yep.
She's just a little bit short again, I think. Not going to... Again, it takes away what we call, like, to try and run at that bowl, run at the shot bowl, to try and take them out. You've got to do it with weight. Not sure what he's... Yeah, no, he's definitely gone at it.
Oh.
See,
Oh.
and there's that short bowl that stopped.
Stopped him from doing that. Yeah.
So it actually sounded like I knew what I was talking about.
Oh, awesome. And
But
there's
it is
the
that.
kitty
Yep. And that's what happens. Like, it's just that's the game. Anyway, this is the. So this is sort of like the halfway mark.
Yep.
Which is good for us because we can go and get a coffee.
Yes, sounds good. Sounds good.
See you when we get back.